All right, we're going to try this again. We're having some technical issues here with internet connectivity, so hopefully this is going to pull through. Took a little bit of a MacBook restart here, and I was going to switch over to my iPad, but something to be said about the quality that comes out of a laptop's uh, camera. So anyway, today, case of the Mondays. It was a good weekend, and it's been a lot of fun. But back to work again, and this is another episode of things I do to pass the time on my lunch break. So here we go. Yeah, I mean, as much as I want to keep this happy, I would like to, you know, it sucks to have heard about Nikki Hayden. That was a very sad thing to hear, and when I think about Nikki Hayden, I also think about another up and coming American writer who passed away back in 2015, and I got to meet him in person. And yeah, his name was Dane Westby, and he raced I think AMA, so that was really cool. Um, and just it's unfortunate when these talented racers leave us too soon. They have so much more talent to give. So
Si gusta dármela.
yeah,
Ujú. Es que ahorita estamos en noche los dos.
so
Pero se la va a checar y si no está, pues le va a llamar. Pero es que estamos de noche, no podemos hacer trabajo.
Viene todo completo.
Sí, ver el iPad, es lo más importante.
Solo queda menos.
one sec, technical difficulty here. Sorry, guys. Alan Gildamas? Perfect. Okay. That's good. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So yeah, back to that. Of course, as any time that you're at school, lunch is going to be interrupted for whatever reason, no matter how many people you tell that you're at lunch. It's like leave me the bleep alone, and it's not going to happen. Makes for a fun time. So anyway, Liz asks, how much wood would Woodchuck chuck if you paid him? Now, it's like asking one of those other, questions. What would you do for a Klondike bar? What would you do for, $10? What would you do for $10? Or what do you do if I paid you $10? But besides the point, I don't know.
Anything above the chest.
Anything?
Above the chest.
Everything?
Above the chest.
Okay, fine. So, Yamaha Roadliner or Honda Goldwing? Ooh. Okay. All right, Alan. Alan is asking the question. Do you go for the Yamaha Roadliner or the Honda Goldwing? Yamaha Roadliner being right now the largest motorcycle that Yamaha makes in production right now, because the Yamaha Venture is actually about to be superseded. The Yamaha Venture, which is their V4 touring bike, complete with a cassette player until about 2011, 2012. Yamaha's about to announce, if they haven't announced already, that they are going to be releasing another bike, and it's highly likely to be a giant touring cruiser. Honda Goldwing, it's been around since in that 1800cc engine has been around since 2001. Has really made very few changes since its release in 2001. And with that being said, it's one that you can find a lot of and I'm currently at lunch, and I have to answer this. Returning an iPad?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, I could take that. You just make sure you have everything, and you should be okay.
So you want to put this?
No, it's fine. Joanna Perez, perfect. I'll take care of it. Thank you.
Okay.
And I have to check it on. Wow, really, Jose?
Wow.
Okay. Sorry, guys, we're back to that. Going back to the issue about the Honda Goldwing. Well, one of the benefits to the Honda Goldwing is it's been around for a long time. It is a significantly bigger bike than the Yamaha Roadliner, and definitely a lot more accessories to go on it. So it's really a crapshoot, I mean, the Honda Goldwing to me is very much it's designed for the comfort long haul. I would say the same about the Yamaha Roadliner, but it does feel more like a cruiser. So if you want to keep something that still feels like a cruiser, but still gives you that ridiculous amount of power that you don't even need to make the effort to keep going, the Roadliner is excellent. Both of them are completely different animals from each other. I think that there is a particular rider meant for each one. I do recommend a test ride. Gold wings, the nice thing about them is because they haven't changed that much. You can pretty much sit on a gold wing made anytime between 2001 and now, and it's pretty much going to stay about the same. I know that they did do the facelift sometime in about 2012, 2013, I want to say. I mean, I might get my, you know, my numbers wrong there, but yeah, definitely both are great bikes in their own right. But if you're looking for like absolute just you want a Honda Accord on two wheels. That's why you buy a Goldwing. So lane splitting, not my favorite thing to use for that, but it is very agile. Actually, it's a lot more agile than it looks. I know some people that do some very precise stuff with Goldwings. There's even troops of these people who do that. So that works. Let's see here. Have we figured out how many licks, Eugene, my old student from Global Studies, how many licks does it take to the center of the Tootsie Roll? I cheat. I just bite it. So don't ask me that question. Jose, coolest parent engagement specialist that you know. You know you're the only one, right?
Still answer the question.
I know somebody, but I won't mention it. Meaning of life.
Just answer my new question.
Meaning of life, 42. Yeah. Read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I'll answer your question.
42.
Yeah, 42. Can't listen, but how long will I wait at urgent care today? I've been here since 11:30. P.S. It's really? Well,
at least like.
all right. Well, all right, Heather. I hope you're okay. Geez, that sounds like fun. Not fun. No. Yeah, I was just reading up on Maverick's little 3-hour crying fit. Little 3-hour crying fit. That was interesting. Woodchucks do work for food. Yes, they do. I don't think you can pay a woodchuck off. Maybe you could. It depends on what kind of woodchuck. If it's a, capitalistic woodchuck, maybe you could. So, yeah, those are some random questions. Some of the other stuff that I was thinking about talking about today, the NHL playoffs. Okay, right now we have some crazy turn of events going here.
You stop the Q&A.
No, Q&A is still going.
Okay.
Yeah, so no one's.
Q&A, and then you can continue on with the.
Well, yeah, I already answered your question. Answer life is 42.
New one.
You have a new other one? You didn't ask me.
Right there.
Wow, you really want me to answer this one online? Seriously? Yeah. If you were to fart, would you rather have your farts be silent but extremely deadly, or harmless but extremely loud?
I don't know, man. That's a tough choice.
I'd say just extremely loud, because then you get the embarrassment over with. I mean, unless you're really one of those kind of bastards who likes to see everyone suffer, or watch the world burn by lighting a match next to your butt. No, I would probably say just do it loud and get it over with.
Personally, I'd go with the deadly. Or just walk in to somebody's classroom or an office or something.
Oh, jeez. All right. Alan goes back to, what's your opinion about Victory stopping production? It's unfortunate to see it go. I have been a fan of the Victories. Victories are, I've test ridden quite a few of them, and I've personally preferred their just how they feel and the performance and just the way that they operate over several popular Harley Davidson models that I've personally ridden myself. So I'm a big fan. It's hard to see them go. I know that Indian is going to continue on and use the same drivetrains and continue that technology, and the Indian name's going to go on and still have the hearts of those Victories. But it is sad to see it go, because it was one of those things where if I were to buy an American motorcycle, my first preference would actually be Victory. But nowadays, it's now Indian. And Indian Scouts, amazing bikes. I could tell you all about it all day long. It's great. All right, Eugene, back to the question. Soft shell tacos or hard shell tacos? Ooh, it depends on what I'm trying to cook. I mean, what I'm trying to eat. Soft shell tacos with fish all day long. I am a big fan of that. Pile on some good onions on top of that, and then with a side of pepper. Oh yeah, I'm totally down with that. Yeah, I'm actually more of a fan of soft shell tacos. Get some good lengua on there, or some buche. I'm totally down with that. So. But I am a fish taco fan. I do like my fish tacos. I like my shrimp tacos too. Some good stuff there. Eugene, oh, you're just trying to pile it on today, aren't you? Okay, left Twix bar or the right Twix bar? I believe in equality, eat them both. Rolling tissue paper over or under? Okay, you know that there was a U.S. patent for toilet paper that was done in the 1800s, and it was over, not under. But whichever way makes you happy, as long as you use toilet paper, please, for the love of God, use toilet paper. Hi, Beth. I didn't skip your question. I answered the fart one.
Would you rather know when you will die or how you will die?
Ah, geez. I would probably say how. The question was, would I rather know how I would die or when I would die? I would say how, because, if it's a when, I'm going to spend half my time worrying about the days passing by before that happens.
But then you'd be paranoid about, like, what if you die in a motorcycle accident?
Well, it's just it is what it is, I mean,
True that.
but then again, are we in a condition where that can be changed or not? I mean, if this is something where we're all,
Final destination kind of stuff, huh?
yeah, that's some Final Destination shit. I don't do Final Destination.
Mhm.
All right, Alan back again. Filipino food or Thai food? Depends on what it is. I had some really awesome pork adobo last night, so try to top that. Although really good pad siu, and it'd keep me busy. So, oh man, that one's a hard one because I like both. Well, I mean, I'll play the Filipino card. Everything's good. All right. So, let's see. Wingstop or Buffalo Wild Wings? Wingstop by like 10,000 miles. I can't do B-dubs. It's something about I've just never been a fan of B-dubs. I know probably some people are going to get on my case about this. A couple of things that B-dubs does have above Wingstop is they do have a wider selection menu, and they have TVs everywhere. So if you're just coming to eat random things while watching, TV, like the playoffs, the NHL playoffs and everything, or whatever, or soccer, or whatever they want to put on, UFC, yeah, that's a great place. But there's just something about the wings that just doesn't go with me. Wingstop has always had this distinct flavor, and I could go on for hours about this, mainly just because when I was living in Ohio, all we had was B-dubs, and this was until about, I want to say 7-8 months before I left, because at the time I was living up in the Cleveland area, and at that time, men are on the lake in Ohio. It's like up by Lake Erie was the only Wingstop in the entire state of Ohio. Like, not even kidding. So when I lived in Columbus and I knew about this, I used to take my motorcycle and ride 162 miles to get the wings. That's how much I disliked Buffalo Wild Wings. And then about 6 to 8 months before I moved back home, they finally opened the one in Columbus, and it took them long enough. So fortunately, someone picked up a franchise opportunity out there, but there was another wing place, and near Ohio State campus that I hated so much. I gave them such a bad review, and they closed about 4 months later. So, yeah, don't diss this girl's wings. I can't. You need to give me some good wings. All right. So Jose, my table mate over here, my office mate, is busting out the questions, random things for me to answer. So, burgers or pizza? These are some interesting questions. It's like, what is this? Get to know Miss M better or something like that?
21 questions.
21 questions?
Mm-hmm.
All right, burgers or pizza? That's a hard one because I've had really good versions of both, and if I had to choose one, I would probably,
Personally, I go with pizza.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there is a charm to it, but there's also a part of me that says, there's too much cheese in the end. I mean, I know you could go cheeseless, but that one I'm gonna have to tie that one. Although
Really?
I didn't enjoy burgers until later in life. Okay, I mean, I didn't actually eat my first hamburger until about high school, so that's a tough sell. Eugene comes back with another food question: Taco Bell or Del Taco?
Taco Bell.
Definitely, if I had to choose Americanized Mexican food, I would probably go with Taco Bell. However, I would avoid the bean burritos. I learned that the hard way. More of a quesadilla fan. I can't even. I mean, Taco Bell is about as Mexican as Panda Express is Chinese. Yeah, I can't do it. Uh, Hi, Christine. Hi, Alice. You were getting a lot of food questions. Tell me how you chose the goalie position. Oh, okay. Well,
Damn, that's a deep question.
it was philosophical. Why did I choose a goalie? I think, well, I started as a roller hockey goalie, or a roller hockey player, and I've always been intrigued by the equipment goalies wear and the amount of precise movement and the technical aspects of it. I think that's what attracted me the most to becoming a goalie. And I always wanted to become one ever since I started. But I had to deal with my folks, not liking the fact that I even wanted to play hockey, and so I had to spend a lot of time fighting them. And eventually, when I joined the roller hockey league for the Gardena Carson YMCA back in the early 2000s, I had the opportunity. If you give me 1 second, I need to clock back in and then continue talking. I shall be back. 1 sec.
Yes. I usually play with the students. Yeah, I play with the students. It's not all the time, but
Alrighty. Okay, so continuing on with Alice's question here, I'm back. So about choosing the goalie position, I think one of the biggest reasons why I went with it was because it's so technical, and it's one where you're in a situation where you're constantly having to think about 50 different variables at once, and then having to make the one move that's going to answer a question. Basically, goaltending is a physical puzzle. It's one that when you're looking at situations as you see it, you think about all of the potential ways that a play could happen, and it definitely lends itself to a lot of thinking while moving, and it's just that's always been what's intrigued me, that and all the cool equipment, and I get to customize all of it, and I got to do all sorts of things, and I guess I thrive on the pressure. I don't know, but that is very much a short summary of why I prefer goaltending over a normal position. So that is my answer to that question, Alice. I hope you're doing well. I've been actually watching some of the stuff that you've been posting about your trips with the Valkyrie, which your generation Valkyrie is still a personal favorite bike of mine. I do enjoy watching those things still putz around from time to time. So very, very cool. So yeah, this is stuff I do on my lunch break. Other projects that I'm thinking of doing right now. We're getting closer to Memorial Day weekend. I'm probably going to, you know, be continuing to do um, things to try to just calm down. My semester ended last last week at Cal State Long Beach, so I just survived my first semester at Cal State Long Beach for my master's degree, and just found out that I have aced both classes. So I do start my graduate studies career with a 4.0. I am good with that. It's nice to hear. And yeah, I probably didn't have to overkill half my assignments as badly to earn it, but when am I not? When am I ever going to do something normally? It's who I am. But yeah, back to the whole goaltending thing. Yeah, motorcycle riding is very much like it too. You're moving, you're thinking about 50 things at the same time. You're thinking about possible road positioning, and it even adds a bigger dimension. Being out here in California and having the ability to lane split, that definitely adds a lot more of a dimension of thought, because whenever I'm in between cars, I'm also thinking about how to get out of, making sure that I have open holes to escape, and things like that. So motorcycling and goaltending are two things that I find that the thought process is the same. You're doing something different, but the thought process is definitely in the same boat. So very I think that's probably why I love both, and can't leave both either. I think someone asked if I had to choose between motorcycles and hockey. That would be a very tough one for me to have to choose one over the other. So it happens. Um, let's see what else is going on. Okay, let's see. Well, let's see. Coming back into we're counting down on the last um, you know, few weeks of school here, and there's just a lot going on. Lots of standardized testing and other things, and you probably noticed that I had to get stopped a couple times at the beginning of this broadcast, but I'm in charge of an iPad loaner program that allows students to take home an iPad and for school use, since a lot of students don't have computers, although that's changing. And we're encouraging them to acquire laptops because we're basically trying to remind students that yes, technology is important right now in school, and you can't get anywhere unless you have, Chromebooks or a laptop or an iPad of some sort to be able to access, um, you know, Google Classroom or some of the other apps that we do offer or use in the classroom. So that's been a big thing. So I've been slowly getting them back because I've requested them all to come back before the Memorial Day weekend, because I'm asking for about 100 or 140 of these to return home, like here to school. That's a lot of iPads, and if I have them all, avalanching on me at once, that's going to suck. So I'd rather take them in small doses instead of getting hit with an avalanche of personal devices. That'd be very sad thing. So, yeah. Let's see. Other than that, happier things to think about. Well, Memorial Day weekend's coming up. I'm probably going to end up like videotaping some tournament of some sort. Hi, Pepper. But I've also thought about, revisiting the whole idea of peer fishing and, picking up a budget, fishing pole and a hook and, go get some of the live squid that you can, or frozen squid that you can just stick on a hook and then just throw it overboard. Thinking about just things to chill out and try to, achieve more of that work-life balance that seems to evade at times. Yeah. So, live Facebooks are probably one way that is just fun to chill, and you just kind of figure out which battles you want to fight at any given time. So that's kind of where I am at the moment. Let's see. So that's it. Thinking about peer fishing, and also with that being said, trying to figure out how to carry a fishing pole on my motorcycle, because I know that there are some two-piece ones that can unfold, or like they can come apart and then I can fold it together and then put it on the bike. But I'm just wondering if there are other ways that I can mount a fishing pole holder on my motorcycle and see how that would fit. That would be kind of cool. Yeah, and also just thinking about other things to do. I'm really hoping that if time allows, I might be able to set up a bonfire that got nerfed last year due to technical and logistical difficulties. Actually, I think it potentially got nerfed. It was nerfed last year. And I want to try to get a bonfire going, hopefully at Bolsa Chica. If anyone wants to help organize that with me, I would be more than happy to take your help, because, last few years I used to make it, I've made it a tradition, but, it kind of fell off because just life and all that. But I'm hoping that we can do that. So that would be, like I said, bonfire help would be greatly appreciated at Bolsa Chica. Let's figure out dates and make sure that they don't conflict with something like the U.S. surfing championships or something going on in Huntington Beach, which is actually what caused last year's bonfire to be canceled because of the conflict and the crowdedness and everything else. So, yeah, that's me at work. I'm still at Ask Me Anything mode, case of the Mondays, trying to stay happy. Get through the day, try hopefully that, things don't blow up in my face at school. At least I'm hoping. I really hope nothing blows in my face. That would be great. So, yeah. So, okay. So question I'm going to ask the people online here. Predators or ducks? Where are we gonna go with this? Predators or Ducks? Um, I'm currently watching, and I'm both teams have pretty much beaten the crap out of each other to the point there's like a couple of their major players are gone on both sides. The Predators just lost Ryan Johansson for the remainder of the series, and he's out for surgery. He was out for surgery, and it would have to be emergency surgery considering the severity of his injury. And a couple of the other ducks are out too. So I'm really curious, how many ducks are going to be left, how many Preds are going to be left after this practical hockey fist fight is going on. In addition, we also have the Ducks. No, the other team. Let's see here. That's Eastern Conference, Ottawa Senators versus Pittsburgh Penguins. I don't know where that one's going to go. The Ottawa Senators have decided to stay with Craig Anderson and are going to start him in net, even though, he did get that four-goal shellacking in the first period in the last game. And then they had to bring in Mike Condon. So hopefully they'll figure their things out and see where that goes. I mean, both teams are beating the crap. They've been smacking each other around the entire series. So to have two series that are as hard hitting and as even as they are, I'm really curious. I'm currently I'm not playing favorites right now, but yeah, it's like may the best team win because holy cow, that's some craziness right now. IIHF, Henrik Lundqvist gets his gold medal in IIHF, which is a nice. It's